Hey, Shalom. Kahala Yahawah Bahashim, Yahushai Bahashim, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops of Great Millstone. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives to do so. To the scattered elect across the four corners of the earth, and those among the heathen nations that look like the heathen nations, pursuant to Jeremiah 12 and 9, known as the speckled birds. I am disciple Pariam, a follower of Great Millstone, coming to you with a lesson in truth and sincerity. All right. This lesson is going to be titled Jeremiah 50 and 33, Oppressed Together to Fulfill Yahawah's Endeavor. So I want to go ahead and first off play a clip that I saw on TikTok. If you know this guy, this gentleman right here, this is KRS-One, okay? So this is, he's known as the teacher in hip hop, right? I love his music. I love what he does. He's a very, beautiful mind, right? So he's gonna go into some of the history of hip hop, and just sit back, grab some popcorn, and enjoy.
Scholar should do a book on this. When hip hop first started, it was blacks and Latinos. At the beginning, when it started, as a matter of fact, it was that energy. We was already here, slaves in America, getting free. Then Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Cubans started coming into New York. It started from the 30s, from the 20s. We linked up. We started teaching you guys English. You started teaching us Spanish. Some of the foods that we forgot about, some of the ancient techniques we forgot about, the Latino community brought it back fresh from the Caribbean. Black people got educated. And take a guy like Alphonse Schomburg. In New York, he's a Puerto Rican in the 1920s, a scholar who brought back black knowledge. Let me say it slow again. Damn. This is a Puerto Rican scholar, Alphonse Schomburg. This dude, first of all, he has a center in Harlem on 135th Street. You should go visit it. It's part of the Library Association, the Alphonse Schomburg Center for Black Studies. This is where you drop the Jew. He ain't black like that. Or is he really? Because some black people ain't even black. He's blacker than some blacks on the same block. Why? Because they denying the history right up the block. Right up in Columbia. Right there, NYU, they denying the history. But a Puerto Rican came and restored black history and put his center in Harlem. I mean, I have to talk about Ruby D, MC Ruby D. In the early days, there was a rhyme. He said, I'm MC Ruby D, a Puerto Rican. You might think I'm black by the way that I'm speaking. Everybody knew that rhyme. Everybody. You wasn't hip-hop unless you knew that rhyme. Romantic Fantastic Five. So, the Latino, I can go on and on. The Latino connection is really strong. But it's, again, the corporate that wants to make you think that rap is just about black males doing poetry, and it was never about that from the beginning. Let me even take it further. It was a breath of fresh air when punk came back. Somebody.
So, yeah, I thought that was beautiful, him talking about that. But, he was talking about how, Puerto Ricans came in the 20s, in the 30s. The whole reason why a lot of Puerto Ricans to go to New York, I don't know, a lot of people know this, but in the first place was because, during the Spanish-American War, Spain conceded, all right, and then Puerto Rico was given over to America, aka, we became a colony, right? And so America, in their great wisdom, when they knew what the hell they were doing, said that Puerto Rico was at the time overpopulated. And so they moved a lot of Puerto Ricans over to New York. And, they said you wanted the American dream, come to New York. I mean, they did a plethora of things. They did basically like a sterilization, but they hid it. It wasn't really a forced sterilization. It was like they tricked a lot of the women there, saying that, if you want to have the American dream, have a house, a car and all that, then we have this surgery and it's reversible. Guess what? It wasn't. All right. And that you can actually watch all this history. It's a documentary on YouTube and it's still there. It's called the Operation, or in Spanish, La Operación. So, I implore you guys to, to go watch that and see what happened to, those of the Northern Kingdom in Puerto Rico. But yeah, I want to go ahead and read Jeremiah 50 and 33. And it reads, "Thus saith the Lord Yahawah of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go." Okay, so and that's kind of what KRS-One was talking about. How hip hop was kind of started between Latinos and black and so-called blacks, right? But yeah, we were oppressed together. That's why we're in the same lands, all right? Let's go to Isaiah 11, and we'll go start at read from verses 12 down to 14. Oh, there you go. It says the restored remnant, right? And I'll just go read this real quick. It says, "And it shall come to pass," I'll read it up in verse 11, "in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea." Okay. "And he shall set an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel," right? "And gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth." All right. So read Revelations 7 and 9. It says, "And after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and peoples and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes, and palms for their hands, and in their hands." All right, and this is the elect, right? But but you see the Lord's doing this gathering from all over the world. Okay. It says, verse 13, it says, "The envy also of Ephraim," right, which is your so-called Puerto Ricans today, "shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah should not vex Ephraim." It says, I'll read that in the NLT. "Then at last the jealousy between Israel and Judah will end. They will not be rivals anymore." And this is what, he was alluding to in the beginning of that video. All right. In verse 14, "But they shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines towards the west, and they shall spoil them of the east together. They shall lay their hand upon Edom and Moab, and the children of Ammon shall obey them." Okay. So yeah, they're going to be working together. Okay. And with verse 14, I want to go to Isaiah 2 and 3. "And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord Yahawah, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord Yahawah from Jerusalem." Okay, because they're going to be these nations will be coming onto us, and they're going to be seeking, for us to be teaching them in righteousness. Okay, and they'll be doing the work for us. All right, but it'll all be done in righteousness. And really, if you think about that right now, Isaiah 2 and 3, is that happening right now today? The people that are in the land today, The answer is no. Okay? So that's a cut to them. Next, I want to go to Ezekiel 37. I'm going to read verse 16, 17, and then 19, and then verse 19 to 23. This is a reunion of Judah and Israel. It says, moreover, thou son of man, take the one stick, write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the houses of Israel, his companions. And join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. Okay, so this is talking about, the children of Israel, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdoms coming together. All right, let's go to verse 19. Say unto them, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, all right, and the tribes of Israel, his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. Verse 20, and the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thine hand before their eyes. And say unto them, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side, and bring them into their own land. And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all. And they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms any more at all. Verse 23, and neither shall they defile themselves any more with their idols, nor with the detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions, but I will save them out of all their dwelling places, wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them. So shall they be my people, and I will be their power. All right. Now, I want to go into the word in the etymology of endeavor, right? So that's the title is, pressed together to fulfill Yahawah's endeavor. And that word endeavor means to come up to reach, attain, strive. Pains taken to attain an object. Make of it one's duty to give or receive, one's utmost effort. So I want to go finish in the book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 30 and 31. Too far, hold on. It says, the power of our fathers raised up Yahawah, whom ye slew and hanged on the tree. Him hath Yahawah exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins. So, with that, I pray this lesson was edifying unto the flock, unto the Akim, unto Akwath. I want to say, Kwam Yashar Allah, Shalom, and on to the next.